What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got something kind of cool to work on. At least I think it's cool because I'm kind of a sucker for these lately. This is like the second or third one I've seen recently, and they're just kind of growing on me. So if you don't know what this is, obviously, you know, it's a Toyota Chaser. If you don't know what that is, you know, essentially a Camry on steroids. But it's from Japan, so you know, you got the, you know, right-hand drive, that whole get up. This thing happens to be swapped, I believe. This one has a 1JZ, you know, the VVTi one, and it's, you know, single turbo setup. Gorgeous. Sounds so good. But we're going to be redoing the charge pipe because, you know, as cool as Japanese import cars are, there's a little common theme I've started to notice from other people's YouTube videos, from working on them myself, and that's like as much as we, you know, put Japanese people on a pedestal in terms of like their engineering, the drift dudes, the car dudes, they do not give a crap. So, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So a lot of the charge piping on here is kind of rigged. You know, lots of couplers, you know, kind of things that I wouldn't do in a more, you know, professional manner. But yeah, so the main issue, you know, let me show you what we're working with first, and then kind of describe to you what we're doing. So here's the you know, the beautiful 1JZ, and you can already kind of see, if you know what you're looking at, some things that, you know, may or may not be, you know, the best way to go about things. So this is kind of what we're doing. We're doing all the charge piping on this car, and for good reason. So this side, you can see it's kind of, you know, has a lot of the wrong clamps. You know, this is a correct one for turbo application. This is not. You know, these ones are all wrong. So the reason it's here, I mean, first off, you know, Efren was here doing tint, or PP, I forget what he did, tint, yeah, chrome tint, and then paint correction stuff. And then the guy was like, oh, well, you know, while it's there, why don't you have me do, you know, all the charge pipe? Because the issue he's having is when he goes to do anything in this car, it starts popping couplers. And then problematic issue, or like problematic area, is down here. You can't really see because of the lighting. The serpentine belt you can kind of see is right here. The charge pipe is like rubbing the serpentine belt, so you can kind of see, get you down in there, that the serpentine belt is getting kind of chewed up from that. So big concern is that area, but then the rest of it just doesn't fit very well. So you can see we're kind of touching the bumper. He told me to trim back the metal that's behind it. Same thing on this side. And then this, you know, this is a coupler into like a small fitting into a coupler. You know, that's just not good. Again, the clamps is an issue. So we're just redoing all the charge pipe. It's going to be pretty sweet, but the only issue that I have now is I got to pull this bumper off, and you can see it's got a whole body kit. I got to get the side skirts off to get it up on the lift. So yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. But overall, the job itself shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, really neat little car, dude. I want one so bad. Like, the interior on these things is so freaking cool. Just gorgeous. Look at that cool chrome tint. Yeah, boy. Alright, side skirts are off. Car lifted. I still gotta figure out how to take this bumper off. I think he said it's like a zip tie on this side, a bolt on that side, and then I think just these, well, stripped plastic screws. Look at that. How does that even happen? Looks like that. No, just the thing is just these. Yeah, I don't see nothing else. So I'm gonna try and pull this off really quick. Look at this color though. Like, I don't know if the camera's doing justice at picking that up. It's like a deep green, blackish. I don't know. Anyway, yep, bumper. That was only mildly intimidating because it's fiberglass. I didn't want to hurt anything. But yeah, you can kind of see the kind of stuff that we're fixing. So this is like this because he was trying to pull this back, I believe, because this was hitting the bumper. This side, very gently hitting the bumper, but you can see we got to trim back that little bit of metal there because that's no bueno. Other than that, this isn't a bad section at all. The killer up here is just this point keeps popping off and then having the wrong clamps. That's what keeps, you know, giving them the majority of the issues. You know, taped up couplers, yeah, issues. But nonetheless, we're going to make this look all sorts of nice. And yeah, we'll get it knocked out. I'm gonna go ahead and start planning my route out, and you know, we'll just film when we film.
Once in a while, because they'll remind you of all the good shit, is a real thing. It's a real thing that happens, and people target people like that. And when you have a big heart, like you do.
Alright, so I just put the bumper back on because when I took it apart, I realized I have a slight issue now that the charge piping is out of the way. And yes, that still needs to be trimmed, you can see that back there, but the issue is that the intercooler is only being mounted with this one bolt up here. So I need to make some new tabs, because that's not going to fly with me. I don't like that. And that's also problematic in the sense that that doesn't allow, you know, the piping to sit where it needs to. So even though I do plan on trimming that back there still, the couplers are still going to be riding on that, and you know, that can lead to future problems, whether it's trimming through or cutting through the couplers, or you know, whatever it is. So I gotta, you know, come up with a quick plan to, you know, tilt this forward a little bit, give me a little extra clearance like that, and then go from there. So I'll figure something out. So I got a little bracket, you know, made up. I just gotta weld it on. Basically, this just sits on there, just like this. I'm gonna prep it, clean it, and then it just uses the bolt hole on the bottom of the core support, just normal 10 mil. Nice and simple. That should hold it nice and tight though. So go ahead, do this, and see how it works. So something else I noticed is that this car doesn't have a crash bar, so I just texted him seeing if he wants me to make him a small one. I know the Japanese cars tend to have very thin factory ones, but there's just enough room behind the bumper. So intercooler, you know, it's all bolted up. It's a little bit more sturdy, you know, not 100% perfect, but you know, that's not what we're doing, but it's better than it was. So the only issue I ran into now is that we're doing all 2.5-inch piping. That's what came off of it. That's what he wants to do. But the issue is that the couplers for the intercooler are 2 3/4, so I gotta go buy some of those. So in the meantime, I'm waiting on that approval because the old stuff, not usable. I think what they did is that they had 2 3/4 couplers over there, and they taped and clamped the piping inside, even though it was too small for it. So I'm gonna start from the top and work my way down. So another issue is, you know, this is gonna be redone. The filter, might have to come up with a solution to the filter, because it's kind of blocking part of where I want the piping to go. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But in the meantime, I'm going to start on the throttle body side and try and get it to shoot over and shoot down. Let's get to it. My camera decided to, you know, corrupt the memory card or whatever. I don't know how that works, but the second time it's happened, second or third time in the last few years. But it is what it is. So welcome to the video. So right now I am, you know, just getting some breakfast. I got a Red Bull, got a breakfast grilled cheese. But yeah, let me show you what it said. Well, this time I forgot the card, but well, lens is closed, whatever. So yeah, basically open it up, says memory card's corrupted. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun today, hopefully. If the parts show up, either way, I gotta get some work done on this really cool BMW that's at the shop. So I'm right up the street from the shop, so we're just gonna head on over there. And I also filmed part of this vlog where the memory card actually got corrupted. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert that footage here. And we got something cool for the S, so hopefully you guys think it's cool, and here we go. Just gotta make sure it doesn't fall. This mine dropped a little bit when I took mine out. Luckily my wife was here to help me take it. Alright, we are free, so lean it forward and come back. Alright, wanna go forward with it? Yeah. Just straight to the car? Yeah, that should be fine, yeah, because she's going to have to MacGyver her bumper on top of it. You're going to light these things are.
Yeah, no, they're pretty light. The carbon fiber hood honestly doesn't do save much, much. But at least it's functional and it has a vent.
Is that going to fit?
Camera died in the middle of swapping the hoods over, so I apologize for that. But oh man, I am stoked. This looks so good. So yeah, it's a VIS rep hood, but it's a rep of the J's hood to go with my rep J's bumper. And mind you guys, this is, you know, my track street road trip car. So there's no way I'm putting real parts like that. Sorry, I'm trying to drive here. There's no way I'm putting real parts of that dollar amount onto a car like this that's just gonna get, you know, beat up and ruined. But once we get back to the shop, because we're kind of running late, Efren's got an appointment to wrap my girlfriend's her new front bumper. But yeah, once we get back to the shop, we'll see this thing in the daylight. And he gave me some rubber sealant just because these hoods sit slightly skinnier than the OEM ones, so I can fill up the dead space. But yeah, we'll show you in the shop in the daylight. Oof, it's clean. Okay, made it back to the shop. She's getting her bumper and stuff pulled off. He's gonna be putting some PPF on her new one. You know, a little story behind that. We'll show you the new one though. I mean, it's still, you know, stock bumper, just new. But just look at how good this hood looks, dude. Especially right now. So it's already even ceramic coated. And it's shining so good. And this is, like I mentioned, this is the hood that goes with this whole front end. Now this is a VIS racing one, which is pretty sick to me. I mean, obviously, again, like I mentioned, I'm not gonna go and spend like $3 grand on the J's hood. I can't afford that. And I'm not gonna let that kind of money on my own car get destroyed. If it was a show car, that's one thing, but this one's more for function. So we do have the vents, and that's actually why I got the, you know, impact driver. I got to put one of the bolts back in because it had fallen out because he forgot to put it in there all the way. Yeah, so this one, I think I'm definitely going to be taking this one off. Like the vent right now is closed up. I'm going to take this one because this is where the exhaust stuff is, and that's what I wanted to vent. But we have the middle vents open at the moment. But the other issue is I only had 3 bolts, so I got to put one more bolt over there. And then he did give me some foam. Some like insulation foam to put along the edges there, or some rubber liner, just because, you know, aftermarket hoods, they really never fit that great, but this one fits pretty darn well, especially for being, you know, what it is. But yeah, just so aggressive, and to me it just perfectly complements the rest of the carbon on the car with the splitter, the canards, the side skirts, and then the spoiler. So I mean, spoiler's a little bit worse for wear, as you can see, but you know, eventually in time I'll get the money to re-clear that. But goodness, I'm loving it. Just so stinking cool. Yeah, so Doge is actually on the way. He's gonna help me realign this a little bit because we were kind of rushing because we had to get back here so she could do this. So it's slightly off. This side has a slight less gap than over here. So Doge is, you know, attentive with that. I'm no good at aligning panels. Yeah, we'll have some fun with this thing, get it looking a little bit more centered, and then I'll get my other bolt in here really quick. I almost got my own car.
Almost just ordained yourself.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was right there. All right, we're making a coffee run. It's just kind of a vlog kind of day. If you guys haven't figured, stay. Good enough. If you guys haven't kind of got the point of that so far. I thought the hood would have been a more exciting thing, but now I guess I'll just use that as like my thumbnail clickbait, and then you'll just have to hopefully hang out for the rest of the video and be boring with us. But it's just a lazy Sunday. I mean, I got the hood. We went to that car meet this morning, and then my girlfriend's, we just put her new bumper on from Honda, and you know, Doge is just hanging out. Efren's gonna wrap her bumper when he gets done wrapping or tinting the car he's working on now. So not a whole lot going on, but you know, content is content, I suppose. And this freaking Vans hat, it looks sick because I love the floral design, but you can't wear it forward because the bill like bends up, makes you look really douchey. But no, I guess technically we are in Doge's car because if you watch the track day video, he was having issues with the clutch. So that's relatively fixed.
Yeah, new clutch is in. I blew up the clutch disc. Don't know if it was my fault or what, but yeah,
so
I got a stage 2.
Hurting C8 egos, bullying Porsches, and beating up on K-swap EKs. Like, nobody can handle the stock S.
That's right. This is true.
Doge used to know, but now he just likes his K-swap more. And I know some of you guys will be like, oh yeah, I prefer, you know, my K-swap Integra over any S2000 any day. You know, just mad hatters. Doge has a reason. He's had his car for like 7-8 years. But anybody,
this is just stupid streetable.
Yeah, everybody else is just butthurts because they don't have an S. I'm convinced. It's like people that hate Miatas when they've never driven a Miata. You only hate it because you haven't driven it. It's one of the best cars money can, you know, that you can sit your butt into.
Yeah.
But whatever. Coffee. Well, just to finish this video off, because like I said, the whole camera situation, and I just realized I had mixed footage from like the chaser stuff, so we're kind of just blending all of these clips together. But this is the BMW that I was just working on. Now, I've personally never seen one of these before. This is my first time in person, I should say. So yeah, the 850i, this is the V12. And it's kind of funny because, like, a quick little backstory, you know, I mean, the interior, though, is pretty cool on these things. But, like, basically, this is a 91, so obviously the technology is kind of dated for what they had available at the time. So it's essentially 2 of the inline 6s put back to back, so it even runs on 2 ECUs, 2 throttle bodies, like the whole shindig. And it's a packaging nightmare, to be honest. So anybody that has to service one of these, may the Lord have mercy on your soul type thing, because there is no room, there's negative room in the engine bay, and this thing actually needs quite a service. Everything's kind of leaking, and the owner knows that. He warned me about it, so you can see all the puddles down there of tranny fluid, oil, power steering fluid. But what I was doing was some exhaust work. So this is what I chopped out. There was an X pipe as well that was all, you know, MacGyvered in there. This clamped to the X pipe, and then that stuff ran to these mufflers are actually Ferrari mufflers. Let me see if I can get the badge somewhere. I think it's on the back side. Oh yeah, somewhere right up here. So yeah, owner wanted to keep the Ferrari mufflers. So I basically just rebuilt from the cats to the mufflers here. You can see it looks pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Been kind of lacking for content this week because I just have been focusing on my work and haven't had a whole lot going on, to be honest. But if you guys did enjoy this little bit of, you know, mixed collage of some cars, we got some cool cars to work on. I mean, honestly, like Toyota Chaser and a V12 BMW, I gotta say I'm pretty stoked. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully by now you've considered subscribing. If you want to help support the channel, I do have like my big cartel with my merch. I've got those affiliate links from Amazon, from Vever. You know, click those links, go buy something. You know, it kicks me back a few bucks. Same with the Vivid Racing ones. And yeah, I mean, subscribe, like, comment, share. That's how we get out there and still trying to grow. And it's been a long, slow process. But with your guys' help, I know we can make it speed up. Anyways, guys, do what you love. Forget about the rest. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.